My name is Dave Lorenzo, and I want to welcome you here to watch some of these great videos on how to sell in a business-to-business environment, how to sell to affluent families and individuals, and how to develop relationships that lead to long-term profitable opportunities for you and your company. My focus has been on relationship-based sales in marketing to the affluent and the business-to-business space for over 30 years. I started working for Marriott carrying bags as a bellman in a hotel, and that's where I really learned to develop relationships in the first place. Over the course of a 10-year career with Marriott, I was promoted up through the ranks quickly, and eventually I led the ExecuStay division of Marriott in New York City. There, I built relationships with landlords who would lease us their apartments, and we in turn would furnish them, provide weekly or sometimes daily housekeeping services, and sublease them to affluent individuals who were visiting the city. This is where I really taught my sales team how to develop relationships with corporate relocation managers, with high net worth individuals and families, and with people who traveled all over the world and wanted us to find them furnished apartments or furnished flats, as they're called in some parts of the world, any place they were traveling. We developed relationships with those folks, and those relationships, some of them have carried through to this day. I still do business with those people. After developing that business for Marriott, which was a startup, and I took it to over $50 million in annual revenue, leading a high-powered sales team that was the best in the nation at the time, I moved on into consulting. Now, in order to get into big-ticket business-to-business consulting, I had to go back to school. So I went and got not one, but two master's degrees. I have an MBA where I graduated in the top third of my class from Pace University, the Lubin School of Business, one of the best in the country. And I also got a Master's of Science in Strategic Communications from Columbia University. Moving into consulting was difficult, but I had to learn on the fly because the pressure was on for me to sell consulting services and build a team in Manhattan for the Gallup organization. You may have heard of the Gallup poll. I ran their consulting business in Manhattan, and I did that for 6 years, taking that business, my portfolio, from 0 to $20 million in annual revenue in less than a year and a half. $20 million in annual revenue, that's killer. I traveled all over and consulted with Fortune 500 brands, names you know, places you go shopping, people you do business with now relied upon me for that great advice. One day when I was going to deliver advice to a client, I got hit by a cab. That's right, I was struck by a taxi cab in New York City. And that gave me a moment of pause. I ended up having a real serious moment of clarity where I thought to myself, I'm working 80, 90 hours a week and I'm making a great living, but my life is not what I want it to be. I was overweight, I was divorced, I was traveling all the time, and although I was making great money, I never had the opportunity to enjoy it. I left that position where I was making fantastic money and started on my own. Became an entrepreneur and started a consulting business. For 8 years, I focused exclusively on helping attorneys grow their practices. I taught them everything they didn't teach in law school, from entrepreneurship, the basics, all the way through to how to sell using relationships. I did phenomenally well. It wasn't easy at first, but I grew my business from nothing into a business that allowed me to make 7 figures and still be home at night on time for dinner. In the summer of 2018, John Wiley & Sons, one of the largest business book publishers in the world, came to me and asked me to write a book on sales. That's when my best-selling book, The 60-Second Sale, The Ultimate System for Building Lifelong Client Relationships in the Blink of an Eye, came out. That book changed everything for me. That's when everyone knew me as someone who could help with relationship-based sales for professionals, doctors, lawyers, CPAs, chiropractors, architects, anybody who sells a professional service. That book was able to help them. B2B salespeople, if you worked selling office supplies, equipment, office space, real estate, anything that was in the B2B space, this book helped you, because relationships in the business-to-business space are everything. Client lifetime value is everything. And that's what my system does. It helps people develop client lifetime value. Finally, affluent consumers, wealthy families, people who market to them loved my book, because that's how folks find people who sell services to the affluent, through relationships, through referrals. Now my business, the Dave Lorenzo Company, is focused exclusively on helping people who want to use relationships as a way to grow their business. So if you're tired of making cold calls, if you're tired of long sales cycles, if you're tired of banging your head against the wall 18 hours every day only to find out that you have to go back and do it again tomorrow, there's a better way. This is the way sales is done these days. You develop relationships, you sell your expertise, you deliver value to people, and then they in turn want to do business with you. I'm glad you're here. I want you to watch every single video you possibly can, and I want you to join me every day for a brand new video. And I want you to comment, subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell, turn the notifications on so you know when I have something new for you. I hope you can't get enough of this content, and I hope you leave me some comments and tell me what you like and what you want to hear more of. I live for your feedback. I want to get to the heart of what's bothering you, and I want to help you grow your business. Thanks for joining me right here, and I hope to see you right back here again tomorrow for the Dave Lorenzo Daily.